Talking fencing now, which of course is a new game to some, but for some people, fencing is not a new game. Discovery of talent from the grassroots was the focus of the first Lagos inter-club competition of the Island Elite Fencing Academy that took place in Lagos. The organizers' watchword is "I know I can," and through these, over 50 children from diverse backgrounds are learning the sports fencing. According to a fencing-loving Nigerian, Dotun Abagun, the "I know I can" mantra is more than sport alone. It also represents a movement that empowers young minds and builds stronger communities. That short piece on fencing is actually going to lead us into a conversation segment for today. But before I bring on the conversation segment, let's go on this short break. We'll be right back. This is the Sportsreel on the network service of NTA, Africa's largest television network. Warm welcome to our conversation segment and it's Sportsreel. And I have with me a gentleman that his focus is mainly about developing the game of fencing in Nigeria. Though it's a growing sport, some people might not know fencing, but the gentleman is here to actually tell us what fencing is all about. His name is Dotun Abagun. You are welcome to the program.
Thank you, Olumide, for having us. We really appreciate this.
Dotun is not only here on the program, he's here with a Nigerian prodigy who is versatile and is also fast growing. He has won many laurels for himself, for this country, and for his state. His name is Dotun Abagun. He's also here in the studio with me. Dotun, you are welcome to Sportsreel.
Thank you for having me today.
All right, Dotun, so what actually prompted you to the game of fencing among all the sports in the world?
Okay, so my school has this thing called clubs. So when we were trying to pick a club for specific dates, we noticed a club called fencing. So it's like, okay, why couldn't I just pick it so I can see what it's really about and see if I like it? And so when I got there, after like a few months, weeks, I later on started liking it. So my dad got me a personal coach to go and teach me all the moves and everything else.
Okay, that's your story. So ever since you have been playing, you have been going to competitions. So how has been your experience? Do you like fencing as a sport?
Yes, I do.
So how have you been able to cope with the challenges in fencing?
I've been able to cope very well. It's not usually too difficult for me to find different ways to cope around different people. All right.
Can you talk to us about your opponents, people you play with?
So there's a specific girl from my school. Her name is Bim Sola. I usually fence with her during like later semi-finals, finals. We recently fenced against each other like on Saturday. So during the match, she was winning me 6-3, 6-4. So later on, I got injured, but I got back up and I was able to end the match with a 10-6 finish.
All right. So have you been able to win any of the competition you've gone for?
There was one that happened, there's this one that happened on Saturday. There was one that happened last week, I think last week, the one before this Saturday.
All right.
And then there was this one, this inter-school competition on, I think that was April or May.
All right.
So really there's many competitions this year and last year.
Were you able to win anything?
Yeah, I was able to win all of them pretty much.
So how did you do this?
So it's the way I usually fence with other people is to find like different weaknesses they have and try and use them to defeat them, such as low energy or rushing or all that.
Okay, your dad seems to be excited when I asked that question. So, Dotun Abagun. So, I know you are a proud father of Dotun.
Yes.
So, why giving him this encouragement in the world of fencing?
Oh, well, as a father, that's actually my responsibility he came home and he said he wanted to do fencing.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, let's try this. And I got to realize that when it comes to fencing, my boy he's never tired. He's never tired. Anytime the coach comes around to the house, he's never tired. He never complains about, the drill and all of that. And this year alone, he has won 3 gold medals.
Wow, that's interesting.
He has won 3 gold. I mean, I'm not even talking about last year.
Just this year.
This year
is June,
alone.
right?
This
We are
is
in June. That's 6 months.
He has
3 gold medals in 6
3.
months.
He has participated in 3 competitions, and he won. Last year it was all exploit. And I jokingly used to say, maybe this is my retirement plan.
Okay. So how do you want to make this to translate to help other Nigerian kids, other Nigerian youth to actually make the society a better place for all of us? And
it just occurred to me that there might be one boy, one girl somewhere, on the street somewhere that is looking for, the kind of opportunity, that I've had to give to Dotun. And on the basis of that, we started a program called Yes I Can. It's an academy where we go to Lagos Island neighborhoods, pick all these children, and train them. And so far, so good. In fact, interestingly, we started under Surah Bridge, and when we started, we had almost about 30 of these children, and they are doing so well. They are so much interested in this game. We've taken them out for competitions. Despite the fact that the underdogs, they've won medals. They've shown themselves that they have this desire to want to win. To want to bring glory to themselves and to the family. And it's been very interesting. I'm encouraged. Okay. I'm encouraged.
The sports fencing, is it part of a national sports festival? Is it being recognized? Does it have a federation?
It's actually an Olympic game. And of course there is a federation, that is overseeing the sport. But we're just doing this on our own, just for the love of the game
and to help the children.
And to help the children. And we've developed, we've worked with almost about 60 children. And we have almost about 30 of them that are, practicing with us on a regular basis. Okay.
Is there any of your products, have they been able to probably move to national level, break to the states level?
Unfortunately, the federation has not been able to set up such, structure. Fencing is all about Lagos affair for now. There are some other individuals that are trying to, help the sport.
So does it mean that Nigeria is not even participating in any fencing, maybe at the African level?
At the international level, we've been, we draw athletes from the international, from the diaspora.
To represent
Nigeria. So that is our own goal, to bring one child from the street somewhere to fly the flag of Nigeria. A child, that, doesn't have a hope that he can, be seen on that platform.
Come to think about it, that's one of the problems or one of the issues we have even with Nigerian football. Most of our national team, they are foreign-based players.
Yes.
For us to get a local-based player is always an issue.
Well, it's just I
think it's affecting all other sports.
It's just so unfortunate.
But I believe with this drive, with this your move, I know I can.
Yes.
Definitely be able to get more.
Oh, I know I can has been a very interesting exploit for us. It's been wonderful. And beyond fencing, we're only using fencing as a tool to train these children. There are other things that we teach them, motivational speaking. The part of the plan is also, to help them in their school activities. We are planning to set up a place where, they can come back from school, where they can do their homework, and then they can go back, do fencing, and then they go home.
Okay.
That's the plan that we have, and then we camp them. Our plan, like this year, for example, we've done an intra-club competition among our members, and they were so excited. You need to have seen the excitement, among these, children, just being given this opportunity.
So from this intra-club competition that you just had recently,
yes.
Okay, let me come to Dotun. Were you able to learn anything from that intra-club competition?
I've learned different ways, more tactics to defeat other people that use different tactics that I haven't seen before.
Okay.
So Really interesting to see how they fence.
Okay. What would you want to say, or what are your dreams?
Sorry, if I may come in.
Your
You see,
goals? Okay.
it's interesting. Some of these underdogs, they've been fencing with him, and they always push him to the wall.
Okay.
They always bring the best. You could see the desire,
best.
and he will be feeling, oh, I'm the champ. And these guys are saying, no, we are here. We want to take
defeat
this
you.
your place. That has been the most amazing thing about, him fencing, with these underdogs. Most especially, there's one young boy there. He's called Samuel. He will always drive, Dotun to the limit. And I love it because what competition does, in fencing, what competition does is the more competition you have, the more experience you get exposed to. I mean, he is privileged. He has fenced in the UK, at Leon Paul. He won bronze. This summer he will be, going to France, with one fencing club from America and of France.
Okay.
They're camping these children. He's also going to be part of it. Okay. I mean, how many of these other children can,
have such
will have the, the privilege of.
All right, so
so that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
At least if I cannot take them, out, whatever we're able to do, let's bring the experience and let's impart, the life of these children. They should watch out for them. They are going to, I keep telling them, they're going to fly the flag of Nigeria. All we've been doing at Island Elite Fencing has been, self-sponsored. And we're not waiting for anybody. It's not to play up to any gallery. It's just to be able to impact even if it's
lives.
Among these, about 50, 60 children that we have, even if it is just one that is able to excel,
and become a champion.
I mean, for us, we're fulfilled. But we know there are going to be more.
A typical parent,
yes,
because when you look at the instrument being used to fence,
yes,
it looks dangerous. So, are you not afraid as a father pushing your child to? It's just like pushing your child to a lion's den.
That's what I used to think too. Okay. Until my son brought the idea of fencing to the house, okay, and I started researching it, okay, and I realized that it's even the most safe game you can ever introduce your child to, because it's just a button. It has a button on top of the the weapon they are holding. So it's just a touch, and then there's a cable connected to the weapon. Okay. So if you're able to make a touch, it will sound. There's a monitor.
Okay,
so it's very. And if you look at all the gadgets they wear, the
jacket,
uniform,
the jacket,
the plastron,
and
okay, there is a protector.
They are protectors. They are protectors.
Okay.
There are times that it can be a bit painful, but it's not going to be that
injurious.
Deep. It is the most safest game. In fact, it's even safer than playing football.
So once you make a touch, the bell rings. Then you score. You score a point.
Yes, you score a point. Yes, but there are three different types of fencing. I think she is a professional, so he should be able to put us through.
Okay, I even wanted to ask him. So, what are some of your visions, your hopes, your dreams? What did you want to become in fencing? Do you have any?
Probably like an Olympic fencer, national fencing for Nigeria, or a different list, maybe.
Okay. All right. So, okay, like, what do you want to tell some children out there watching you, probably your schoolmates or people living in your area that are not doing fencing? What advice do you have for them?
If you want to start fencing, it's really fun. If you really want to, you can start with some basics, but then you start going to competitions, and then it becomes more fun, and then you really just start enjoying it.
From your experience, is fencing difficult?
Not really.
But it's a bit difficult.
In some cases, yes.
It's a tactical game.
Okay.
It's tactical.
Okay.
It's tactical. You need to be able to understand, your opponent. It's highly. It can be put in the line of on the side of chess.
Chess.
It's very tactical. Okay. It's really tactical. Yeah.
Okay. Tactical. So you are a parent. So a message for parents like you out there watching us.
Well, give your child the opportunity to be whatever they want to be. I mean, we've not had any. At no point in time have we pushed anything on him. As young as he is, we allow him. Okay, is this what you want to do? Okay, let's see how far. You can go with it. So we give you all this. But what I normally do with him is that we negotiate. There are some that I want him to do. Like the spelling bee, for example, that he's always running away from.
Okay. That's that leads me to my next
negotiate.
Question.
If you want fencing, then you also have to do
some academics.
And then,
how do you combine your academics with fencing? Is it affecting your academics?
No, technically increase it because the tactics really just help me think faster and really just think more.
So indirectly it helps you in your mathematics or some other reasoning, academics work.
Yes, because the reasoning, you always have to watch your opponent, and that's one gift he's been able to deploy. I mean, there was this one that we had. He came back from
6-1.
From 6-1.
To win 7.
That day, you needed to be in that hall.
That is interesting.
He came from 6-1 because, of course, the other partner was leading. And he came from behind because he was able to study, and that also helps him. I mean, he's a deep thinker. At times he will open his mouth and ask you some questions, and you're wondering where is this boy coming from.
Adedeji Abagun, we appreciate you for coming on Sportsreel.
Thank you so much.
And we do think and we do hope that when next we call you, you'll be able to come to Sportsreel again to tell us more about fencing.
Absolutely.
People need to learn fencing, the rudiments, the basic rudiments of fencing, how the scoring is being counted, and some other rules guiding the game. And I also want to use this opportunity to appreciate Oluwasomi Dotun Abagun for coming on Sportsreel.
Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you. This is still Sportsreel on the network service of NTA, Africa's largest television network. Sportsreel will return after this time out. Please stay tuned.